G'day guys, welcome to another one of Bates's camp oven cook-ups. Today I'm going to be cooking a roast chicken in the camp oven right here in my backyard. Come up the table here and I'll show you what we've got going on. Alright, so here we are up here, so everything's all laid out here. We've got the roast chicken, I've got some onion, I've got some potatoes I'm going to roast up, I've got some pumpkin here which have actually come out of my backyard, I've got some carrot there I'm also going to roast up, I've got some herbs going on there, you know, good old canned herbs, can't go past those, bit of crushed up garlic already, so, and then later on the end of it we're going to do some gravy for it as well. So to start this off, what I'm going to do here, the onion, I'm going to put that inside the chicken with some garlic, and this is going to taste absolutely amazing. So all the flavours from that will go through the chicken while it's cooking, and it'll taste fair dinkum amazing. So I'm just going to put all the onion there that I've already chopped up, and then I'm going to get a heap of garlic. Now I love garlic, I don't know about you guys, but fair dinkum, I love the taste of it. So I'm going to put a heap of it in there, and that is a heap. You can put whatever as much as you want in there, and then I'm going to put a bit of oil in it as well. So a bit of oil, and then I'm going to put just a sprinkling of good old Italian herbs in there as well. Oh, look at that. And then I'm just going to mix all that up, and this is what's going to go inside the chicken while it's cooking. Oh, look at that. Now just got to mix all that up so it gets it all in there, all in amongst the onion. Got the garlic, onion, herbs and all that sort of stuff. Righto, so here we go. So we'll open that bag up now and just grab out some pieces of garlic. Now these are going to go inside the chicken here. So just put them in the back of the chicken there, like so. Oh, all covered in garlic and everything. Just put them in there. It'll taste amazing. It's worth it. So I'm going to put that one in there too. And that's probably enough in there. Look at that, that's pretty good. And then, so I'll leave that one there. Now with chicken, I'm going to slow cook this probably over maybe a couple of hours, because the last thing you want to do with chicken is rush it and you don't get it all cooked all the way through, because you know you can eat certainly beef and meat and that sort of thing a bit rare, but chicken, it's got to be cooked all the way through. So I'm going to do this in the camp oven over probably about 2 hours. And the good thing too is to just open the limbs up as well, just so you know you can get some good heat in amongst all those. Don't leave them all those opened all right up. And then I'm going to take that down in the camp oven, put a bit of oil on it before it goes in. So we'll take this plate down there and we'll get the next stage going. Right, bring the chicken down here. Just put him down there. We'll get this camp oven now. This camp oven's been going, you know, for probably a good bit on there, getting nice and hot for probably about half an hour, 45 minutes, which is what you really want. Got a good coal base going there. I've had the fire going actually for probably a couple of hours just to get a good coal base going on it. So we'll take this lid off. And there's some good heat going in there. And then I'm going to place the chicken inside that camp oven. Now look at that. That's sizzling away just nicely there. Now also, I'm just going to put a bit of oil over the top, just so it doesn't dry out too much while it's cooking up. Give that a bit of a cook up there. That'll be nice. Now that bit of onion actually I've got left over with the garlic and everything over it. I'll put that in the pot here when the veggies go in a bit later on. But that is looking fantastic. Got a bit of a tea towel here. Let's give that a bit of a wipe. Get that lid back on, like so. Now I'm going to give this probably a start of maybe about half an hour, 45 minutes before I put the veggies in, because I do want to cook this fairly slowly over a good couple of hours. Oh, that's a good coal base. So I'll put some coals out here. Now I just like to put just a couple on the bottom. I don't get over the top with coals on the bottom. So that's that there. Where's my stick? Here's some heat coming off that. So that. It's going to keep the bottom nice and warm. And then the trick is get a couple of shovels just on the top here. Look at that. And there's good coal base here. This is one of the keys, you know, when you're doing a camp oven, is you've got to have a good coal base. Tell you what, some heat coming out of that. So there we go. So I'm going to leave that now. Let it go for probably about half an hour, 45 minutes. Then we'll put the veggies in. So we'll check it out then. Okay, so that camp oven now, that roast chicken in there has been cooking for about 45 minutes. So now it's time to get my veggies ready and get them in that camp oven. So like I sort of did with my last one, I do this with all my camp oven cook-ups because it just makes the veggies taste amazing. So we put the carrot in there. My God, there's one. Better get that one. 10-second rule. Scrape that off. Oh, that'll still taste good. Bit of by the time I finish with herbs and garlic, she'll taste amazing. So pumpkin in there, can be roast potato that's going to go in there. That's all going to taste good. And then I'm just going to put a bit of oil in the bag here, like so. Mix that up there. And the other good thing with the oil, one, it helps the Italian herbs, which I like these herbs. Put whatever you want in it, but I like the Italian herbs. It makes it taste amazing. But it helps the herbs, you know, to stick to the veggies when they go in the camp oven. But it also, the oil just adds a bit of moisture so they don't dry out when they're cooking. And yeah, good old garlic. I'm putting plenty of it because fair income, I love this stuff. But if you don't like garlic, that's all fine. You don't have to put any in at all, but I like plenty. So I'm just going to mix all this up here. Look at that. Mix all that up. Get it all mixed in there. So I got all the oil, all the garlic, all the herbs, nicely around the veggies, and that is fair income amazing. So now that's going to go in the camp oven. So we'll take this down there, and this last bit of onion I've got here, I'm actually going to keep that because that'll go in the camp oven with the veggies when I put them in there. So we'll put that over there. Let's get down the camp oven now and get the veggies cooking up. Okay, so now this oven's now been going for, yeah, best part of about 40 minutes, which is sort of what I wanted before I put the veggies in. So let's have a look at it and see how it's going, because I tell you what, it smells pretty damn good. I'll just get rid of those coals off the top and I'll load up with some freshies. Just put those back in the fire again, because they'll certainly heat up again, and you can use those a bit later down the track. Righto, let's get that off there. Let's have a look at this. Oh, now have a look at that. Now, that fair income is absolutely amazing. Now, I wouldn't want to see that probably any browner than what it is at the moment. So it's cooking nice and slowly, which means the meat inside is going to be cooked absolutely what you want. But that is fair income, just looking magnificent. So let's get the veggies in here. All my seasoned garlic and herbs and oil, and it's going to be amazing. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And that last bit of onion, I'm going to put that in here as well. That'll just add to a bit of the flavour. Get all that in there. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Just spread those around a little bit, and then I'll just put a bit of oil just on the top there. Not too much, just a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Oh, that's hot. That looks fair income. Absolutely amazing. Right, let's get the lid back on this, and then we'll get these coals topped up. Now, I don't worry about putting coals back on the bottom. I just always only put them back on the top. But, you know, you can do it however you want, but this is how I find it works for me. So get some nice coals back on the lid. And like the key with any camp oven, fair income, you need a really good coal base going so you can keep topping it up. Get rid of that one, she's a bit hot. Top that up there. Righto, 45 minutes in, veggies are in. So I'm going to check this again. I reckon I'm going to be looking probably about an hour 45 to 2 hours absolute max for this to be cooked up, and it's going to be absolutely magnificent. The camp oven cooking, you know, feeding, and this has been going on for donkey's years, been going on for ages, where people have been using these things to, you know, to cook up their meals. But you know, if you're just starting out, you know, wanting to learn how to use a camp oven, my biggest suggestion is just start slowly by keeping the camp oven away from the heat a little bit more than probably what I've got there. You know, just until you know, get the feel of it, get to work out the temperatures and that sort of stuff, because you know, it's not like your oven at home where you just got a dial, you can turn up to 180, turn down to 140, whatever you want. So it does take a little bit of getting used to, but once you master these things, fair income, these are just a magnificent piece of cooking gear you can take when you go away with the family or yourself, whatever, to, you know, cook whatever you want. It doesn't have to be always roast, you know, you can do casseroles, any sort of thing, whatever your imagination goes, you can cook in one of these. But that's probably my biggest tip when you're starting out with one of these. Just keep your camp oven away from the heat a little bit. Just cook it slowly, and then that way you're going to get a lot more control over your cook without, you know, destroying it and burning it and that sort of thing. So that's probably my biggest tip. Just start out slowly, keep it back from the heat, and hopefully your meal will turn out as good as this one's going to. Just like any camp oven cook up, it's a good idea to get your camp oven, just give it a quarter turn, about every sort of 20 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes. Give it a quarter turn and just even that heat out that's come off the fire there. Just makes it cook nice and evenly inside. Right, so just going to do a bit of a check here. Now the veggies are now been in for about 40 minutes from when I put them in. So let's have a bit of a look and see what's going on. Again, I'll just get rid of those coals on the top there, and we'll put some newies on. Get that out the road. That's looking good. I'll tell you what, it smells feeding them fantastic with all that garlic and herbs and everything I've got going on. So let's have a look and see how we go. But I reckon I still want probably maybe good another half an hour still to go on this. So as a total cook up at the moment, we're about 1 hour 40 total cook up. So let's have a look at this and see how it's going. Now, oh, that is feeding them. That is looking fantastic. They're getting nice and soft there. It's browning up absolutely beautiful. So yep, I reckon in another half an hour or so, this will be ready to dish up. Nicely cooked inside, and that's the key actually with cooking chicken, because yeah, you don't want it pink inside, but that is cooking absolutely beautiful. I've got the water on the go there, ready for the gravy to go into. Because I got a little tip there on the last cook up I did, where I was cutting the sachet open and pouring the gravy into there, and a few people said, why don't you just boil up some water and put the sachet into the boiling water? No washing up. So that sounds fantastic. That sounds easy. So that's what I'm going to do. So in the billy there, I've got some water boiling up for the gravy sachet, which will go in a bit later on. Righto, I reckon now it's time to get this dished up. We're getting just on 2 hours for a total cook time, which is, you know, really good sort of time for cooking up a chicken. So that way it's going to be cooked all the way through. That's how confident I am. So, but before I get that out, I'm going to drop that sachet of gravy in that boiling hot water first, and we'll get that going. Righto, just get the lid off here. Drop that in there. Sit that in there in the boiling water. Get that up there. Righto, moment of truth. Let's have a look. Get all these coals off. Absolutely fantastic. Get all that off there. Last thing you'd hate to do is get to this final stage and, you know, the ash drops inside your beautifully cooked meal. So get all that off. Let's get this going here. Have a look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is feeding them. That looks absolutely amazing. Just have a look at that. Righto, we'll get this up onto the table, dish it up, and by the time I dish this up, I reckon the gravy will be nicely ready to go. Fantastic. Get that lid off. Sit that there. Yeah, get rid of that. Make some room here. Let's get the tongs in there. Oh, absolutely beautiful. And have a look at that. Magnificent. Righto, let's just get this pulled apart. Oh, look, feeding them. That is just beautifully cooked. Just falling apart there. Absolutely magnificent. Now, I do like the legs. There's plenty of meat on those. But, oh, absolutely magnificent. Just look at that. Magnificent. Get a bit off the top here as well. Look at that. Bit of skin there. Oh, love it. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that, how well that's cooked. Let's just have a bit of a taste of it. Oh, fathom. That is absolutely beautiful. I'm speechless. Let's get a bit of veggies up here now. Bit of my carrot. Bit of a good old backyard pumpkin. Couple of potatoes. And another potato. Look at that. Righto, now I'm going to go down there. I'll grab that gravy out. We'll cut that out, put that on top, and this will be magnificent. There. Bring that up here. Top idea. These people that suggested that. So just cut the corner off. That there. Now I've just got a, what have I got here? Chicken and with herbs. I've got plenty of herbs going on this meal. Just going to dizzle that all over the top. Look at that. Fantastic. Oh, beautiful. That'll do that. Well, there you go, guys. That is feeding them. That is an absolutely beautiful roast chicken cooked in the camp oven right here in my backyard. Now I'm going to sit back and enjoy this absolutely magnificent meal. So, fair chance, might see you on the next one. Good on you guys. Catch you later on.